Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Environment Matters. I'm Jake Glantz. Abandoned mines are dangerous places for people, but they're often home to colonies of bats. Keeping people out while allowing the bats to come in can create an engineering challenge, as the DEP's Mike Huff found out recently.
Last February, water trapped inside an abandoned underground mine escaped, saturating the ground and causing a mudslide that ended up blocking one lane of US 60 between Smithers and Boomer in Fayette County. The former No. 2 Gas Mine Works is located on a hillside about 500 feet above the town of Smithers and was mined up until 1944. Although crews were able to reopen the road fairly quickly, the DEP's Office of Abandoned Mine Lands has been working to stabilize the hillside below the mine since. Mining at the site dates back to the early 20th century. Today, all that remains is a series of cut stone walls, stairs, and archways, including a massive portal roughly 20 feet high and 15 feet wide leading into the mine. All fairly ornate for a coal mine, and because of that, it's eligible for the National Register for Historic Places, and that's where the complications begin.
It's an old mine opening that has been open for years, and of course, you know, the bats travel in and out a lot of times, and that's where they live. So we go in and we install bat gates.
Bat gates have openings small enough to keep people out, but large enough for the bats to come and go as they please. But when you need to cover an opening big enough to accommodate Bruce Wayne, Alfred, and the Batmobile, well, you're going to need a pretty big gate. So that's what the DEP built.
It took them over a week to build it. They had one welder and a helper. It took them over a week to build it. They built it on the ground, and then it took them 2 days to paint it.
The gate is painted with a special epoxy paint designed to prevent corrosion. Because of the portal's historic and architectural significance, the State Historic Commission had some special requirements for installing it.
They had to do a 3-foot footer in the ground and put concrete in it, and then they had to stand the back gate up. It had big steel poles in it. We weren't allowed to attach it on the sides because they didn't want to damage the arch stone.
And then there was the challenging part, balancing on a steep hillside while hoisting the roughly 2-ton steel structure into place.
It took 2 or 3 hours for them to install it because it was so heavy in trying to lift it up. It was teeter-tottering the excavator, and they've got it's a 450 sitting up there on the hill, and it was teeter-tottering it because it was so heavy trying to move it and swing it around and get it into place. So it took a few hours to get it installed.
The Smithers Bat Gate is the largest in West Virginia and probably one of the largest structures of its type in the eastern United States. Work at the site continues, but a potentially dangerous opening is now closed off. For humans, anyway. In Smithers, I'm Mike Huff for Environment Matters.
The DEP's Office of Abandoned Mine Lands does remediation work on mines that were abandoned before 1977, when environmental regulations were put in place that require mine operators to reclaim the site once operations ceased, the so-called pre-law mines. Those sites are dynamic, and what might be a stable, low-priority site one day can, after a freeze-thaw or heavy rain event, become an emergency project, as was the case at Smithers. In an average year, the AML division handles about 30 emergency projects around the state. Be sure and follow the DEP on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Like, follow, and subscribe, and never miss a story. And for all things DEP, visit our website, dep.wv.gov. That's all for this week. For Environment Matters, I'm Jake Glantz. Thanks for watching.